repeat what I asked you at halftime, but what was the biggest switch with the switching defense in the second quarter, and how do you feel like that flipped the game or contributed towards it as you kind of went through the second and the third quarters?
We just went to 15 and did a good job once those switches were made of being in our shifts, having a low man. Allen hit some shots early before we went to that against DA, and then scored against some smaller guys. Some of them were tough shots, but then Mitchell wasn't shooting and Harden wasn't shooting. So, we were sort of willing to live with that and, slowed them down in that second quarter, allowed us to build a lead. And then I thought just, for 3 quarters offensively, we did a great job of executing and did a great job of playing with multiple actions and really, making the right play, making the right pass. Fourth quarter, not going to talk about it, but.
JJ, you guys finished this month with, it was probably arguably the toughest stretch of schedule that you guys had all season, the best competition you guys had all season. I think you go 15-2. I guess big picture, what do you think changed most? Was it simply just being together in health, or was there an attitude shift or anything like that you saw kind of as this team has become who it is now?
I think it was a confluence of things, starting with health. I think it's much easier when you have a consistent stretch of health to sort of not even buy in, but settle in to roles and minutes and rotations. We never found that throughout the season. Another big part of that was the second part of roles is just, guys really just embracing things. I think, Luka has had as good of a month as anybody that I can remember in modern NBA, at least since I've been part of it. Certainly LeBron has had those, Harden has had those, Steph has had those, but he just played phenomenally this month, and then everyone else just had huge impacts. AR getting healthy, LeBron on both ends of the floor, DA and Jackson really just filling in and doing what they need to do to help this team win at a high level. Luke, Rui, their shooting, Jake and Smart, their defense, Bronny, Vando, Max, anytime those guys had to play, just we had a good contribution from everyone to the group. I don't think I forgot anybody, did I, that was in the regular rotation?
JJ, just want to ask you about your upcoming game. What is it about the Thunder, the way they are right now and the way they're sort of constructed right now with the guys coming back? What makes them lethal on the court, and what are the big picture keys you tell your team going into a game like that?
I haven't even started preparing for them. I do know that, they're great on both sides of the ball. They're going to make you work for things defensively because of how physical they are. And then, they just do a great job of driving. I mean, you really have to do your best to keep them out of the paint. You have to do your best to be square to the ball. Not allow Isaiah Joe to ghost out, and not allow Hartenstein and Holmgren to slip roll. I mean, they just are really good at what they do, and they've been doing that now for 5 years, and they know all the nuances, they know all the tricks, they all know the timing of everything. They're just a tough team to guard.
JJ, we've talked to you a lot this season about the role players finding their roles. But clearly over this month of March, it was the stars also finding their roles together. Can you tell us just something about that process that seemed to click? Is there anything that stands out? I know sometimes it's not just like one conversation or something like that. Was there anything early on this season that you seemed to feel a shift, and then it led to Luka, LeBron, and AR finding that harmony?
No, because we never had more than 2 or 3 games together. It's all the stuff that happened this month that we've all talked about.
Kind of to that point, a lot of times we talk about roles. I think we kind of focus more so offensively. What does LeBron make, I guess, his defensive role to you guys during this surge? And I guess, how could you compare it to what he was doing for you guys defensively around this time last year?
Yeah, I mean, again, he's been great on both sides of the ball. I don't know what he's averaged during this stretch of games where we've gone now 16-2. But, I'd imagine it's around 20 a game. I'd imagine it's around 8 rebounds. I'd imagine it's around 8 assists. He's just doing a little bit of everything at a super high level for us. Again, Luka may get headlines here and there, and AR may get a headline, and, certainly our fives have had some games where they could be headliners. But really, it's been every single guy just contributing to winning. And LeBron has led on that.
Fans, it's time to celebrate. Your Lakers won the game, scoring you 2 free tacos with any drink purchase from Jack in the Box tomorrow. Just ask for the Lakers deal when you order, valid only at Los Angeles restaurants. Go Lakers and go Jack. Lakers win 127-113. Let's head back downtown. Luka Dončić speaking with the media.
Luka, so it ends up being 600 points in March for you, and it's like the most in a month, or the month of March, passing Kobe. But is it satisfying in the fact that it comes with almost all winning and just kind of the run that you guys have been on throughout?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, if you don't win, it doesn't really mean anything. So the run we've been on, I mean, it means a lot. So we got to just keep playing like that.
Luka, JJ, when we spoke with him, he really stressed that it's not just you or LeBron or Austin that have stepped up their play. It's been the entire group. What have you seen, I guess, as the biggest factor in how this team has really formed over the last 3, 4, 5 weeks?
I mean, yeah, definitely. It just can't be some guys, because some guys play good, and the rest don't. We don't win games. So everybody, I think, is playing great. Everybody that step on the floor, give 100%, and we play for each other out there.
Luka, who's winning the dunk contest between you and Austin now?
Me.
We'll have to check.
He got 3. I got 4. Bullshit.
Speaking to your teammates also, like Jake hasn't had the best shooting in last month, but he's been really locked in on defense and stayed really gritty in some of those kind of possessions. So what does it mean to you to see him get some of those dunks, get some of those baskets today while keeping up that defensive play?
Yeah, I mean, he was great today, but he's been playing great for us. That's what I say. Sometimes you're not going to make shots, but you can impact the game, other things. So he's been doing that every game. So we really appreciate what he's doing for us.
Luka, so much of your success over the second half of the season have been really so many guys in the locker room, but the outside role that you and AR and LeBron have is big influence on this team. How do you think you guys figured it out to make you guys fit together and trickle down to everybody else?
I don't know how exactly, but I think it was just natural motion of the game. We just figure out how to play together. I think our ceiling is still higher than what we do now, but I think we all know basketball, a lot of basketball, so it's just very natural.
Hey, Luka, obviously you're getting a lot of MVP momentum right now. Another 40-point game is only adding to that. Wemby obviously recently stated his case for why he should win. Is that something you're interested in doing as well? And if so, what would your points be?
I mean, I never did that, so I'm not the one voting, so, but I think I've been playing pretty good. We've been winning, so that's it. That's all I got to say.
Luka, it seems like, over here, it seems like you kind of take the art of trash talking very seriously, and there's like an extra level of motivation that comes in when you get that. Is that something that you take pride in, or is that something that you think kind of adds to an extra level of your game? Does it turn like up an extra motivation for you?
I mean, sometimes definitely, but I don't take pride in it. But sometimes it's going to happen for sure. It happens on every basketball court. So, sometimes it just fires me up.
Hey, Luka, the Cavs came in as one of the best offensive teams in the league. How are you guys able to slow down their backcourt in Harden and Mitchell?
It was very tough. We know both are amazing players. But I think we did a great job, communicating, getting them to shoot tough shots instead of just layups and open threes. So I think we did a great job there.
So there's Luka addressing the media, 13 straight games with 30 points or more. And I liked what he had to say about, not wanting any self-promotion and, advocating for himself when it comes to MVP. He just wants to play basketball. And big game really is just about winning games. And I loved what Trudell said to him. You're on this hot streak. You've had, 7 40-point games in the last 13, but they're coming in wins. And that's really what matters. He's doing what the team needs of him and just playing his game.
And a lot of it is because of his play. And when you play the way he plays, put team first, all the individual stuff will come. I mean, I think he started playing defense, taking charges, getting other players involved when he can score whenever he wants. Not settling for the three all the time, getting downhill, getting some 5-footers, 8-footers. He's really just making it easy for himself and everybody else on the team, Dieter. And that's why I think he's in the conversation of MVP. He's just improved his game. Very dominant.
His last 7, he's averaging 42 points. I mean, it's incredible. Like the way he's playing, James. Here's the good news. He is clearly the third choice in the MVP balloting. If you look at all the gambling establishments and some NBA ladder articles, and this is amazing, his last 7 games when you break it down there. So that's the good news. He's third. The weird and bad news, James, is it's a distant third. Like SGA is favored to win it, and not too far behind him is Wembanyama, and then pretty far behind those two is Luka. So, I mean, I feel like Luka had a very interesting quote the other day. It was after the Nets game, Geet, and he was asked by a Spanish-speaking reporter in Spanish about the MVP balloting, and Luka said, the more I win, the more we seem to slip. I seem to slip in the MVP voting. And so, he knows about it. He's reading about it, and he understands his place, according to experts and point spread makers, is third. And to me, it just seems a little low. And it's too bad because SGA and Wembanyama are too far ahead of the Lakers in the standings, James. They're not going to catch them. If the Lakers managed to catch one of those teams, it would be a completely different story. But I just know how voters vote. They look at team record first and then best player on those teams, James. I mean, it's kind of too bad.
And listen, it would mean a lot to him, obviously. Individual accolades, especially something like an MVP, is something no one can ever take away from you. But an NBA championship, as James knows, is really what I think Luka wants. And that's his goal. But, Brez, you don't want to take anything away from SGA and Wemby and Jokic and all these guys are having phenomenal years. But Luka is absolutely, we said this in the year, if he is in the conversation, which he is, then the Lakers are having a great season. And that they are, 50-26. Jake LaRavia was perfect from the field, scoring 14 points with 7 rebounds. Lakers get the win, 127-113. Plenty more reaction next as the Lakers wrap up a 15-2 month of March.